What's going on, everybody? My name is Alex Wilson from Fireside Giants, an Empire Sports Media production, and listening to the Fireside Giants podcast. If you're new to the channel, make sure to like and subscribe. Daily content, as always, in the NFL draft quickly approaching, my friends. Really excited. I have no clue what the Giants can do this year. Nobody really does. I think Joe Schoen and new management have done a tremendous job keeping things under wraps. Dave Gettleman in the past has let things slip. He's let things slide, and there was rats in the nest. And finally, I think the Giants weeded those guys out, and they finally have it locked down. And people are kind of wondering, where are they going to go with this? Like, they're going to trade back. There's been reports of moving back, reports of that they love Charles Cross. So I think that they really could go anywhere, and I think that's really exciting for us. But today I wanted to kind of do a live picking mock draft for you guys. Take a look at some different situations. I'm going to be kind of selecting for the Giants. I want to take control of the Jets and Houston as well, and maybe some trade back teams like Pittsburgh and the Saints. Maybe even Seattle. So those are a couple of teams that I think could be on the move, and maybe even the Panthers. I'll take control of the Panthers too, because we don't really know what they're going to do. There's reports that the Panthers could go for a quarterback, they could go for an offensive tackle, but I don't really think they're going to commit to Sam Darnold, which is actually a good thing for the Giants, because the Giants most likely aren't taking a quarterback, which would mean if another quarterback's off the board, they can go with a player like Kayvon Thibodeau at 5 and basically wait until 7 to get their offensive tackle and feel pretty good that the guy they want is going to be available. But nonetheless, let's jump right into the mock draft, my friends. Hope you guys enjoy. All right. So right off the bat, we got the Jacksonville Jaguars. We'll start the draft. We'll do some trades. This is easy. I mean, there are reports that the Jacksonville Jaguars could actually go for Trayvon Walker, but how realistic is that really? I mean, he has a lot of tangible traits, but his production and the numbers weren't necessarily there for Georgia, but they played an interesting scheme. He really shifted around a lot, put a lot of 3 tech, 4 tech. He can play all those positions on the defensive line, which is extremely attractive if you're a team looking for a versatile piece. Jaguars, though, are going to go with a safe bet here. They go with Aiden Hutchinson, which I think is kind of the consensus agreement. This is going to be weird. Okay. The Detroit Lions, where do they go here? They have needs at quarterback, linebacker, and defensive back. I think personally, I don't know if they like the quarterbacks in this draft class. There are reports that they do like Malik Willis, and they have him going number 2. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to go with Detroit going with the quarterback. The more quarterbacks that go early on, by the way, the better for the New York Giants, because obviously we want as many quarterbacks to go in this top 5 because a lot of players will drop. However, it does eliminate some of our trade opportunities, but there are some good quarterbacks on the board right now, Kenny Pickett being one. A lot of people are saying that Desmond Ridder out of Cincinnati is also kind of a mid-round first round pick right now. He could slip into the back end of the first round, but a lot of people have him in like the 15 to 32 range, which is really, really intriguing. I really am curious to see where he goes. A lot of people see him as an NFL ready quarterback. So a team looking to rebuild might go with the Desmond Ridder in the top 15 or even the back end of the first round. So for the Texans, though, every position they have needs. That kind of sucks. Jalen Mills did pretty well last year, had better stats than Daniel Jones. So that's an interesting mid-round pick. That offense last year really picked things up. I don't know how they managed to do so well. The Giants, it's embarrassing how they did so well with so little talent. Really shows how bad the Giants were. But nonetheless, they have the 3rd overall pick despite some decent offensive production. Being that they have a need pretty much everywhere, I think that they go with an offensive lineman here. They want to build some protection for their quarterback, and I think they go with Ikem Ekwonu. It's kind of, a lot of people have Ikem Ekwonu, Evan Neal, and Charles Cross, at different positions, but I think a lot of teams have Ikem Ekwonu as the number 1 tackle in this draft class, given also he has versatility at offensive guard, which is super, super intriguing. However, the Jets, I've been arguing with Jets fans like this all the time. The Jets, I think, don't necessarily need to go and make a premature decision, right? They don't have to make a decision on a player here. They can trade back. Let's see what kind of trades they have going on. Let's see. So Washington, I kind of like a trade here with the Arizona Cardinals, because I think the Cardinals would like to get, or rather, sorry, the Atlanta Falcons. I think the Atlanta Falcons want a quarterback. And being that that's the case, I do believe that they will try to move up and get themselves a quarterback. But let's see here. So they trade the 8, let's say the 4. Let's see if this works. Okay, so this trade is accepted. So the Atlanta moves up. Atlanta moves up here. And they're going to go get Kenny Pickett, because they just traded Matt Ryan, which is very interesting. So they're going to go and get themselves a little Kenny Pickett. Kenny Pickett and Malik Willis going in the top 5. That's a ballsy decisions by those top 5 teams. But the Giants, however, have themselves a phenomenal situation going on here. So, okay, This presents a really interesting situation, right? The quarterbacks are off the board, the main ones at least. The Giants lose leverage in this scenario, and they're like, you know what? Let's go best player available. I think that's pretty smart to do. Don't trade back if you don't need to. Go best player available. Last year we missed out on Micah Parsons and Rashawn Slater, and I kind of regret it. But we do have those top 5 picks this year. There's a lot of good players on the board here. So where are we going to go with the top 5 pick? Now that the top 2 quarterbacks are off, I think that the Panthers are a sketchy team. I think that they may want to get themselves a little bit of offensive line. So I say the Giants go with the best offensive lineman available here. I don't think you risk missing out on that guy. The best player available on the board for them could be an offense. It could be Evan Neal. It could be Kayvon Thibodeau. It could be Charles Cross. I heard Charles Cross, Matt Miller of ESPN said that the Giants love Charles Cross. They worked him out at right tackle during his pro day, and apparently he looked really, really good. So I think that's something to keep an eye on. But I think here I go Evan Neal because he has the versatility at left and right tackle, and you let the Panthers make the decision between Kayvon Thibodeau and Charles Cross. I think that they go Charles Cross, though, because they need to protect their quarterback, build a foundation. They go Charles Cross. The Giants are very, very lucky. They have the decision to go with Kayvon Thibodeau or Ahmad Gardner. Now, where do you go with this? Because I find this to be interesting. The Giants could also try and trade back, but I don't think many teams are looking to trade up right now, given the 2 top quarterbacks are off the board. But Kayvon Thibodeau between Ahmad Gardner, what do you do here? Okay, so this is my argument to make. Who is more important to Wink Martindale's system? Aggressive cover 1 man coverage style. You really, really, really want to have good cornerback play. The Giants currently have Adoree Jackson and James Bradbury, but I imagine Bradbury will be traded at some point or cut because they need the money to sign the draft class. That will leave a major void at CB2, However, Kayvon Thibodeau, a lot of people will tell you if you want to build a defense the right way, you go out and you get the best pass rusher available. You have to rebuild that way. But the thing is, Kayvon Thibodeau, Ahmad Gardner, they're both extremely, extremely cost efficient because they're on rookie contracts. But the Giants have 2 needs, right? The Giants don't have a second edge rusher right now, right? They don't have anyone opposite Azeez Ojulari. Of course, you could go out and get one maybe in the 2nd or 3rd round, but do you really want to depend on that? They have Allerson Smith. I don't trust him as a late round pick. They also have Quincy Roche, had some flashes last year. He's not a starter, though. The Giants do need cornerback play, but since James Bradbury is still on the roster here and they could find a way, maybe they restructure contracts like, you know what, let's just keep Bradbury and roll into the 2022 season with our cornerbacks in tow. You go with the Kayvon Thibodeau. I'm going with Kayvon Thibodeau over Ahmad Gardner simply because Bradbury is still on the roster. Maybe they decide, you know what, let's just maybe trade Saquon Barkley, or we'll find other ways to open up money for our draft class, and we'll keep because Kayvon Thibodeau, it's really hard to pass on him. Kayvon and Azeez Ojulari on the same team, that is a deadly, deadly young combination that has plenty of upside. And the Giants did brought in Andre Patterson from the Minnesota Vikings, who was instrumental in developing Everson Griffin and Daniel Hunter. So really, really great players there, and I think the Giants would be foolish not to go with Kayvon Thibodeau, although Sauce Gardner definitely is enticing. The Jets, however, at 8, they decide, okay, we have our pick of cornerbacks. We are going with Ahmad Gardner, and Seattle needing a cornerback tackle. This is tough. They also need edge rusher. I think they go with Derek Stingley. Personally, I don't think they're willing to go quarterback so early. Let's see what else they got going on. So we have the Jets again at number 10, and they just got Ahmad Gardner. They need a wide receiver. I think they go with Garrett Wilson. I've heard Garrett Wilson is connecting to the Jets a lot. And now we have the Texans back at 13, and they need every position. I say since we traded back, we go with George Karlaftis. I think it's a little too early. Maybe I think they go with the Bernard Raymond. I really like Bernard Raymond. I think he's a better prospect than Trevor Penning. I know Trevor Penning has a lot of relative athletic score prowess. He had really, really good scores in terms of athleticism, but Bernard Raymond is the same. He's extremely, extremely talented, really athletic. He's pretty new to the sport, coming over from Austria, transitioned from tight end to left tackle. I really like him. I think he's going to be a stud with the right coaching. Now we're over to the Saints. Let's see. They need a quarterback, wide receiver, end. They have another pick coming up at 19. I say they go with Jameson Williams here. I think they're willing to wait out his injury. And here, I think they need a quarterback. I think they're actually going to go with Desmond Ridder at 19. Interesting there. Now you have the Pittsburgh Steelers at 20. They also need a quarterback. Do you want to go with Matt Corral, Sam Howell? One of those guys is going to be available in the 2nd round. I kind of feel like they go with Trevor Penning. I think that makes sense. Okay, so now we're going all the way back here, and we have Detroit at 32 again. So they could go with a quarterback. They're going to go. We got Malik Willis at quarterback. Before we need a linebacker, we can go with a linebacker. Leo Chanel. I think he's going to be a second round pick, but a lot of people really, really like Leo Chanel. Defensive back. Let's see who's on the board at center at CB. Jalen Peter. I heard a lot of good things. We're going to go with him out of Baylor. I've heard a lot of good things about him too. And now we have Jacksonville back on the board at 33. We need a little bit of defensive line love, don't we? All right, David Ojabo, Boy Muff. I think that they're going to go with Arnold Ebikiti. Detroit again. Damn, Detroit has a lot of picks. Goodness gracious. They have a lot of picks. Okay. Let's see. Linebacker. I think now's a good time to go Leo Chanel personally for them because we just got them. Yeah, let's go. We're going to go there. Jets. We got them a receiver. They need a linebacker and a corner. We got them a cornerback too. We got them Sauce Gardner. We got him Garrett Wilson as well. They need a linebacker. Could use a tight end too, but those kind of tight ends are kind of the mid rounds these days. Let's go with Daxton. We'll go with Daxton Hill. Daxton out of Michigan. The Giants here at 36. So we got them an offensive lineman. Yep, we got Evan Neal. We got Kayvon Thibodeau. Maybe now's the time to go for a corner. Roger McCreary. He's a little undersized, but I really like his ball skills. Martin Emerson's bigger. I don't like him this early. I don't like him this early at all. Wide receiver. I love Sky Moore. If we give him the second round, Sky Moore would be awesome. But we need to go with a cornerback here. Personally, I think that's the way to go. I think we go with Roger McCreary. Let's go with Raj. Okay. Every position still. And we got the Texans, Ikem Ekwonu and Bernard Raymond. Let's see. They need every position. Let's go with a receiver. Let's go. I think they go with a Jahan Dotson out of Penn State. Really versatile. I really like him. The Jets. A lot of picks. There's a lot of teams that have a lot of picks in the first two rounds. It's unbelievable. Let's see the Jets here. Maybe they want to go with they have actually a pretty decent interior line, I have to say. They need a safety though. Let's go with Jaquan. Who did we get them before? We got them Daxton Hill. And we got Ahmad Gardner and Garrett Wilson. Maybe they need a linebacker. Let's go with Brian Asamoah out of Oklahoma. They need a linebacker. Seattle, back on the clock again. Seattle has 2 picks now because we traded back with them. Derek Stingley, they got the massive trade with the Saints. Picked up the 40th and 41st overall picks. We got tough for Seattle. Derek Stingley. They have good receivers. They have decent running backs. Although I really like Breece Hall. Breece Hall is one of my favorite players in this draft class. He's going to be an animal. They just need as much. Maybe there's an edge. Let's go boy. Let's go Nick Bonito. Nick Bonito's good. He's a little undersized, but he's really fast, explosive off the ball. I really like him. He would be a good pick for the Giants too as an outside linebacker. I think the Giants may go him at 36 if they don't get Kayvon Thibodeau at 7 or 5. So Derek Stingley, Nick Bonito, and they could use a little bit of offensive tackle help. I think they're going to go with Abraham Lucas. Okay, Carolina's back, or rather Atlanta's back on the ball. They got themselves a quarterback earlier. Yep, we got them Kenny Pickett. So let's see. He could use himself. He has good receivers, good enough. Got himself a good tight end last year. He could use a guard. Let's see what we got at guard here. Kenyon Green. Goodness gracious. Easily Kenyon Green for the Falcons there. I'm very surprised Sky Moore is going so early, but I do think he's going to be one of the better picks in this draft if he's used correctly. Let's see what we got here. So once again, we got the Saints. Justin Ross, I like him. We got Jamison Williams earlier and Desmond Ridder. So maybe we want to go with a tackle. What options are available, though, is the question. Let's Darian Kenner. I do like he's kind of being projected as a guard right now, so I think that the Saints kind of jump and go with Falale. I think they go that. And we have the Steelers again. Steelers got Trevor Penning earlier. So they need a quarterback still. Not looking too good for the Steelers right now. They got kind of boned by every other team. Okay, so I think the second round, you're not looking at that many great options, but I think you're going to go with Carson Strong as the last fringe quarterback that, won't take a ton of time to develop. The Jets, what do we got with the Jets here? They had 60 picks in this draft. What is wrong with the Jets, man? We got them a linebacker, we got them a cornerback, we got them a receiver, and we got them another corner. So their defensive back room is set. Could use them. I mean, they have a decent pass rush too. I like the Jets are building their team really well. I'm a big fan of what they've done. And they could use maybe they want to go with a developmental tackle. Let's go with Darian Kennard because he could start at tackle, but he could also play guard too. So I kind of like that versatility. Interesting. Grading our draft. Let's see what they got. All right. Aiden Malik. Yeah. I think this is a good draft. I mean, 2 quarterbacks going in the top 5, definitely ballsy. Definitely ballsy for these teams to trade up, especially for Atlanta. They're going Kenny Pickett. Although I think Kenny Pickett would be great for Atlanta. He has a good tight end to work with. He has some good receivers. A young team they're building. He's going to struggle early, so they have time. I think the Giants walking away with Kayvon Thibodeau and Evan Neal's a freaking steal. Oh, man, what a gem that would be if we walked away with Evan Neal and Kayvon Thibodeau. Unbelievable. Malik Willis at 2, I think, was the blockbuster of the draft. But I think that his upside is all pro. His upside is straight up legendary. I love Malik Willis as a prospect, but he needs the time. And the Detroit Lions have the bridge quarterback in Jared Goff to allow him to develop behind the scenes for a year. And I think that's exactly what they should do. But guys, I'm really curious to hear your thoughts on this draft class. Let me know what you think, what you would have done differently. I may have messed up here and there. I think I took 2 tackles for Houston by accident, but they could use as much help on the offensive line as they can get, especially if they're going to go with Jalen Mills. Maybe they actually looked to trade Laramie Tunsil. So that would be interesting. But guys, let me know what you guys think of this draft. If the Giants walked away with Evan Neal and Kayvon Thibodeau, how would you feel? Very curious as always. Much love. Make sure to like and subscribe. I'll catch you guys on the next Fireside Giants episode.